Oh, wakey, wakey. Oh, I gotta shake all the cobwebs and the sleep out of my head. Wake up and get on with things here, yeah. So anyway, hello and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you watch the video and you actually really like it and you feel like it, subscribe to the channel. And if you do happen to subscribe, share it all, share it and share it and share it. Share all my videos with all your friends and everyone. Share them far and wide. Oh, wow. Another morning. Oh, wow. Oh, so you'll hopefully find this interesting, but yeah, last night I was parked here. We had some supper and we were sitting around for a bit. It was only 7 o'clock in the evening, and I'm parked like on the other side over there, along the side of the road where they prefer all the RVs to park anyway. So I'm parked over there. Like I said, it was 7 o'clock, and I have to run the vehicle for 10 or 12 minutes to charge up the auxiliary batteries up there, so I got enough power to run the diesel heater all through the night. So I jump out, I start the vehicle up, I'm sitting there, it's been running for about 12 minutes or something like that, and I'm just thinking, oh, I better get up and shut it off and, get ready to set up the diesel heater and that. And so this police officer, he comes up and pulls up and parks behind me and comes around to the driver window, and I'm standing over here somewhere, and he's shining his light in there. Hey, Michael Kidd, what's going on or something? So I just kind of yelled at him. I said, go to the back door, man. And so he goes, comes around and he goes to the back door, and I go to open the door to talk to him and stuff like that. So anyway, first things first, let's just make a pot of tea right now because I'm really parched. So I'm going to make a pot of tea and then we'll continue the story in a second. All right, let's do that. Oh, licorice root tea, one of my favorites, I think. Definitely one of my favorites. Oh, this stuff is so good. With just a tiny hint of brown sugar in there, because I ran out of honey. Honey's way better for you, but it's good. This is delicious anyway. Starting to feel less parched now. Oh, yeah. So anyway, last night, yeah. So this cop comes up and I tell him, go by the back door, right? So I go to the back door and I open the door and he's standing there and I said, what's up, right? And he goes, well, I was just curious, are you planning on parking here all night long, or are you thinking of moving on or whatever? And I was just like, I said, I don't know. Haven't made up my mind what I'm doing tonight. I might park here. I was thinking of parking here all night, but I don't know. I might move on. I don't know. I really can't tell you. And so he goes, oh, well, I was just wondering because some lady had phoned in and complained and said, oh boy, baby, you and your toys. Yeah, play over there. Yeah, he said some lady phoned and said that I was parked over there and I was running the vehicle, idling the vehicle. And I kind of looked at him and I said, yeah, so what? I said, I can run my vehicle here. I can park here as long as I want, and I can run my vehicle 24 hours a day here if I want to. You know, it's not a crime or anything. There's no law against it. And he said, no, I appreciate that and understand that. He says, yeah, you're right and everything. And so I said, yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing, and you know, it's nobody's business what's going on. And so he says, well, have you considered maybe going down to somewhere like Wembley Mall, where it's a lot more discreet and everything and inconspicuous, and go park there kind of for the night? And I said, why would I do that? I don't want to go driving way over there to go park over there. I don't care what it looks like here. I'm not doing anything wrong, nothing illegal, right? And he goes, I know. We just got the phone call and, saying that you parked there and your vehicle's running and stuff like that. And I said, well, so what, right? And then he says, I'm not a really hard-ass kind of police officer. He says, I'm not aggressive and militant and all that. I'm just a nice guy. I'm just, just checking on things, right? And I was like, okay, I can appreciate that. And keeps throwing her toys on the floor all the time. And he was like probably the nicest police officer I've probably ever come across in my life. He's really pleasant, really down to earth, really logical, reasonable, everything. He was such a really nice guy. And so I just kind of just chilled out a little bit and I said, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. And all that. And, like I said, it doesn't really matter. And so basically, he was a really cool, really respectable guy. And he looked like he was going to kind of back away from my vehicle, right? And so I just put out my fists there, and he gave me a good fist bump. And I went, you're a cool guy, kind of thing. And yeah, so I just basically, I did that, and then after a bit more chit chat kind of thing, just casual, he just turned around and said, you park here, you park wherever you want, and you just relax and enjoy your evening and have a really good night, and maybe we'll see you down the road or something. And he started to walk away, and I just said to the guy, I said, man, you have a really good night yourself, sir, kind of thing. And then he left, and it was really interesting. And like I say, it was a nice, pleasant visit, conversation, whatever you want to call. Don't do that. And so not a big deal. He left, and he basically they get a phone call and they kind of got to show up, kind of thing, and check it out. A lot of times it's just a wellness check. Like maybe he thought when they were complaining or something, because I would have figured she was complaining about either the noise or the smell or something like that. But there was no one out there, pretty much no one out there, like no one close enough to me that it would bother. yeah, I didn't get it right. It was kind of weird, but things have changed a lot. Like back when I was a kid, like a long, long time ago, you know, in reality, and I've seen this happen before, and someone would phone up and say, "Hey, I'm complaining about this guy parked there, and he's running his vehicle," and they're going like, "Well, is he in your driveway, and is he making noise and smoking you out and everything and bothering you?" He's down sitting by the beach down there where he's legally allowed to park and he's legally allowed to run his vehicle. And they would say this over the phone and say, well, we're not going to send anyone out unless there's actually a problem going on, a crime going on, right? That was in the old days, but nowadays it's like anyone phones up about stuff and, they send someone out to check on it. And, it can be the most kind of ridiculous thing. Like, anyway, long story short, I guess, the guy was really cool, really nice guy. Like I say, probably the nicest police officer I've ever met in my whole life. And I met a few really good, nice officers and that, but he was just great. And so, it was no big deal. But, I guess they got to check on things like that. But it's amazing the crazy stuff that people phone the cops on for, that. So basically, somebody complained and I got the knock, hey, hello, and he checked things out and that. But the thing is I got the knock, but did I really get the knock? Because a lot of van lifers, they'll be parked somewhere and they'll get the knock, right? And they're actually parked where they're not supposed to be parked. And the police officers, they come and they knock on nobody called in. They just come over and they see them there and they go, okay, knock, knock. You can't park here. The sign says you can't park here, blah, blah, blah. And so you got to pick up and move on. And so they get up out of bed or whatever they're doing and they got to drive away and go park somewhere else. But, so that's considered, getting the knock. Oh, I got the knock, I was parked in the wrong spot. But, somebody showed up, but, I didn't technically get the knock because he was just like, okay, you're fine, you're good to go, you're legal, everything's fine, just have a wonderful night. And then he took off. So in theory, I didn't really get the knock. It was just kind of a checkup and everything. So yeah, so that was my night last night. And I really find it interesting the way things are these days is there's so much police involvement in the littlest things and that. Like we got so many murderers and rapists and all sorts of crazy people out there, thieves and gang members and all that kind of stuff, all out there committing heinous crimes. And the citizens make phone calls and they get the cops to run around for all these ridiculous, simple things that really aren't a crime. Anyway, that's just my kind of slant on the whole deal. And I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of. But yeah, all in all, I, the police officer left. I shut the door, I sat down, and I just had a good smile on my face. And I thought that was actually enjoyable and everything. So no big deal. But so technically, I didn't get the knock. So because I wasn't doing anything wrong. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And all the 4 years, more than 4 years, I've been on the road with the little tiny house on the trailer, and now this motorhome and that. All the years, I've never actually had the knock. The one time, if you remember back in a bunch of my videos, I think 2.5 years ago or more, I was in Whiskey Creek there, and I was parked there, and nobody cared. Nobody stopped in that. And then this lady came by and told me to quit yelling at my dogs, and I go, well, it's the only way they understand is if I yell, and they'll actually listen and do something, right? And she just got rah, 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 right in my face and all this. And basically I just told her, F off. I actually said the words, but it's F off, I'll talk to my children any way I want to talk to them, right? I'm sitting there, and a half an hour later, police show up, and so I went out of my tiny house because I'm the only one there, and obviously they're probably coming to either talk to me or maybe have a cigarette or something, I don't know. So anyway, they come out and they go, by any chance did you tell this lady to fuck off? And I was like, yeah, I did, because she was yelling at me and about how I was talking to my dogs. And I told her, I said, mind your own business, I'll talk to my children any way I want. And she got really irate, and so I finally just said F off, And so the police officer goes, oh, okay. And then he started asking me questions about my kilt, and my Scottish, all this kind of stuff. Great long conversation for 45 minutes. But, you know, completely forgot about the lady and her complaint and everything like that. Had a great conversation and they took off. So, I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of van lifers, they go, oh yeah, we got the knock, you know, and it was a big thing for a while there, for about a year, you know, oh, we got the knock, and you know, well, you know, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time and all that kind of stuff, yeah, you're gonna get the knock. But I've been on the road, like I say, over 4 years, and I park practically wherever I want as long as it's legal. You know, I'm, you know, off the highway and out of traffic's way and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not throwing garbage around and that, and technically in all that time I've never had the knock. So I've been thinking about this for, you know, the last few years and that, and going like, you know, all these people that are getting a knock, they must be doing the wrong thing, because you know, if you just abide by the rules and don't, you know, park where you're not supposed to and do stupid things, you shouldn't get a knock. And that's what's happening to them. So anyway, I just thought you'd find that fascinating, interesting, whatever. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, oh, excuse me, for any newcomers, yeah, hit the like button. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and sharing it with all your friends and kind of stuff. It'll really help the channel. It'll really help us out, because we need to grow. Anyway, so now that I'm up and about, I had my tea and everything, almost done. Once that's finished, I'm going to take the girls for a nice long stroll over by the pond or something like that, where they really love it. So anyway, we'll catch you in the next video clip. Okay, ciao for now. What do you think, girls? You want to go somewhere? Yeah. Yeah.